Good evening, YouTube. You guys are now watching another segment of the TheCaliEffect. In light of me not doing the deck profile for today or Spotlight Saturday, like I said, I was going to be doing it tomorrow. I'm going to be giving you guys the Spirit deck profile for today. Now, I do have all of these cards. I'm pretty sure I do. I'm just too lazy to bring them out, and then even if I did, I would have to do it tomorrow, or it would be for tomorrow, not today. But let's get down to the Spirit deck profile. I run 2 Tragodia. Overall, just really good for keeping your hand count pretty dope afterwards, you know, after you start getting your spirits. And keep in mind, even when you don't have a hand, your spirit monsters tend to regenerate pretty quickly, so Tragodia can never be dead. 2 Arclord Christia. Every other, if it's not Fiend in its deck, it's Fairy, and I only have 4 Fiends in this deck. So Arclord Christia plays very well into this deck. Then again, preventing your opponent from special summoning is really, really good, and a 28 hit beater on top of that is amazing. Keep in mind, it does go to the top of your deck when it is destroyed, and as you guys can see in the last game, that actually worked to my advantage. Excuse me. 3 Yaksha. Back row hate. He's 1900 and it's back row hate. It's really not much else to say about that. Overall, just a really good card. He's a fairy, and it's a lot of back row hate. 2 Ashura Priest. Now, Ashura Priest is pretty good for getting over those pesky monsters or your opponent's wide back row and all this other stuff. I really like Ashura Priest in this deck. She's also a fairy. Just a really good card overall. Solid choice. If you guys really don't like Ashura Priest, you guys also have to keep in mind that she is another spirit. I only run 4 different types of spirit monsters. I guess you can run something else, but I think she is amazing at 2. Next is going to be Rakshasha, which is actually Rasetsu in the English print. So I don't know why they have Rakshasa in here, but overall just an amazing card. If you do open up first, you probably want to set him because your opponent will be attacking into a 1900 wall, which will then eventually get bounced into your opponent's hand so you can make some plays. Overall, just a really good card. I dropped the Dark Dust Spirits to put 3 Rakshasa and 3 Yaksha in the deck, mainly because Dark Dust Spirit was just too slow and I really didn't need it. Next, we're going to be running 3 Aratama. Now, Aratama is how you get your hand advantage back up. When he's summoned, you get to add a spirit monster from your deck to your hand. You should already know that. Just overall, really good card. Actually, now that I think about it, I run 7 Fiends, but still. I was thinking about running that Sky Scourge and Neuralis stuff, but then I was like, I'd probably test it out later. It just didn't really pique my interest now, especially since my Fiend targets rarely go to the graveyard unless it's Tragodia. Next, we're going to be running triple Herald of Orange Light. Overall, really good. Herald of Orange Light, you know, since 7 of my monsters are Fiends, 13 of my monsters are Fairies, and Herald of Orange Light really gets there from stopping my opponent's effects. Just overall good, since I'm always going to have a Fairy in hand with playing Spirits. I can easily stop one of my opponent's effects. 2 Battle Fader, really good for stopping my opponent's attacks. It provides a monster in hand. What I was leaning to at first was, where is that card? This card, Spirit Reaper, mainly because it stops my opponent's attacks and it sits there. Battle Fader, you know, gives you that better element surprise. It just special summons from your hand. It's a hand trap, but Spirit Reaper might be needed because, you know, you can take some damage by not having no front row. Overall, Spirit Reaper is just a really good card, and I mean, come on, it says Spirit in its name, and I kind of understand it. Your Spirit monsters go to your hand, and he's the Spirit Reaper. He discards the spirits from your hand. Sure, why not? Troll Nomi likes to troll us. Next, triple creature swap. Taking my opponent's monsters are fun, especially when I get my spirit monster back to my hand. Summon Aratama, activate creature swap, or get my search, activate creature swap, and then get my Aratama back to my hand. Pretty dope. And I love creature swap. Creature swap is just amazing in this deck. I felt that 3 was almost mandatory. 1 Dark Hole, obvious. Triple duality. I don't special summon other than Christia, Tragodia, and Battle Fader. Tragodia and Battle Fader on my opponent's turn, so I'm pretty much in the clear. 2 Typhoon, 1 Book of Moon. Now for traps, we're going to be running 1 Bottomless, 1 Torrential Tribute, 2 Dimensional Prison, 2 Karma Cut. Karma Cut is actually an interesting choice. I decided with Karma Cut over Fuming Swimming Blast and Raigeki Break because read that second effect. This card is going on Meta Monday. I really like this card. It's discard 1 card, then remove from play. one card that your opponent controls. Like, and then if the same name is in the graveyard, you banish those too? What? What? Just amazing. Karma Cut is a pretty good card. And even in late game, it just destroys Dragon Rulers. Yes, I'm going to be a jerk. I'm going to be running triple Vanity's Emptiness in main board. Now, that is the biggest jerk move ever. I mean, we hardly special summon unless it's Arclord, Christia, Tragodian, Battle Fader, like I said. And what would make Vanity's Emptiness a little more effective is if you did take out the Battle Faders and put in Spirit Reaper. Overall, this deck is not tier 1. But it's not even, I wouldn't even really put it as, I guess you could say, no, not really high, low tier 2, because it's a really fun deck. It's just not competitive right now. But Vanity's Emptiness, if you were trying to make it competitive, I would have to say is almost a must in here, just to get it a little closer to being competitive. Overall, just a really jerk card for this deck. One Solemn Warning. Now for extra, it really doesn't matter. So Crimson Blader, Stardust, HCS, Orient Dragon, Beast Lord, Vulcan, because returning monsters is what we do. Armadas, Catastor, Colossus, Neo Galaxy Eyes, Tachyon Dragon, Gemini Pearl, Diamond Dyer, Stroke, Dweller, Gag Cowboy, and Gachi Kentetsu. There is no side deck because this is Devpro. I really didn't go into matches with this deck. It's also not, like I said, a high tier deck. It's a more of a fun deck and a really good deck to play. But thank you guys for watching another segment of the Cali Effect. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy.